right, welcome back. Second week of the podcast. This time after week one. Probably one of the most entertaining week ones in recent history, with a lot of good games. Ravens Raiders has a chance to be top five games of the year. Bengals Vikings was good. That went into overtime. A last second field goal for the Bucks to beat the Cowboys before the buzzer, and some blowouts and a couple upsets and a couple things that kind of surprised us. So, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at some scores and discuss each game. You guys based on?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, first game, Cowboys Buccaneers, first game of the season. Dak Prescott's return. Tom Brady comes back to Tampa Bay after winning the Super Bowl, and with just under a minute left, Tom Brady comes down the field with no timeouts, sets up his kicker for the game-winning field goal. Brady throws for 379 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, I think, off the hands of Leonard Fournette. And Prescott was 42 of 58, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns. And I don't think he threw a pick. Might be wrong. What do you guys think about this game?
Cowboys are looking like a strong team this year.
Yeah,
Not like
Yeah,
Super Bowl contenders, but like maybe a wild card win.
I think Dak Prescott's going to
No,
come
it's
back
not
player of the
wild
year for
card,
Joe
fine.
Burrow.
But
I think Prescott's going to win this as a top ten QB this year.
yeah, Dak Prescott's looking good off the injury. They're probably going to win the division.
I don't know.
I think the Buccaneers didn't improve as much. I think they actually got worse over the offseason.
It is week one, so give them some time.
Yeah.
They won 8 straight to finish the regular season. Then, of course, 4 games in a row, including the Super Bowl. So 12-0 in the last 8 games in the first 4 playoff games last year. So they got it turned on towards the end of the season. Only got held under 20 points twice last year. Next game is Eagles Falcons. Now, Matt
I
Ryan.
didn't think this game would be this big of a blowout.
Matt Ryan did not look like Matt Ryan. He did not have Julio Jones. He didn't throw at all to Kyle Pitts. He had like 4 receptions for 39 yards. Ridley had a touchdown, but no, I don't think he did.
I think
I don't know if they got a touchdown or not, but Jalen Hurts was balling out there.
Yeah.
He
I think
looked.
Devontae Smith gets Rookie of the Year this year. Actually,
I don't know.
I can see him. I don't think Najee will get it. Najee, I just don't think he's strong enough, and I don't see any rookie QB excelling that much, other than maybe Zach Wilson. But
Yeah,
I think with
I
how
think
bad the
Trey
Jets are,
Lance. Yeah, I think Trey Lance. And
I don't think they'll.
we
I
don't
think
even
they'll start him really late. I think that's what's going to happen.
we don't even know about Justin Fields yet. Man's had 3 snaps and
Yeah.
still had more touchdowns than Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Josh Allen. We're moving on to Steelers Bills, and I think I'm gonna pick this as my upset game of the week. Josh Allen, while I was watching that game, looked just like Trubisky. Some throws he made to open receivers, it just wasn't there. He was too high, too far to the left, wasn't leading to the right place. I don't know if it was just week one or intimidated by the fast Steelers defense, but
And he didn't even throw to Diggs that
yeah.
much.
Didn't throw Diggs. Beasley was dropping a few easy passes.
Cameron Sutton.
Yeah.
He's cornerback on the Steelers. He will be a top 5 corner in the next 3 years. I'm calling it. Top 5 corner in the next 3 years. If you see how he played in that game, especially against Stephon Diggs, he played amazing. I think it'll be so good. Also, Devin Bush will be a top 5 linebacker in the next 3 years too.
Yeah, so
I mean,
I was not impressed by Buffalo's offense. Now their
Yeah.
defense looked good.
True.
Their
Well,
defense
it
gave
is
up
the Steelers,
16
though.
points.
It is the Steelers' offense, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you
still,
gotta understand that. If you
still,
watch the Steelers
it's not like a
offense,
horrible offense. That's just average. So, um, you got
yeah.
their offense needs to get better. Buffalo's offense, and Josh Allen looked the same as he did against the Chiefs. That was like the same performance. It's like he didn't know. It's like he's just intimidated because he thinks that they're a better team and that they can win. 17 fourth quarter points there for Pittsburgh. So they came back a little bit and pulled away a little bit. Next game, Bengals Vikings came down to the last second of overtime. Could have been a tie, but Dalvin Cook decided to put the ball on the ground, and the Vikings defense decided to give up a massive 30-yard 4th-and-1 play and set up their kicker McPherson, the rookie, in his first game to clutch up, and he did, and the Bengals won it.
Now, I would say it wasn't a fumble. I have a prediction for the Vikings to be good this year because I thought their offensive weapons was too good. I just think the Vikings just thing is they underestimated the Bengals since they weren't as good last year. I think it's underestimation. I think that's going to teach the Vikings a lesson after week 1. They're going on a win streak.
No, but who is their next game against?
I'm not sure.
The
Yeah.
Vikings play. Let me check. I know the
I
Bengals
just
play
think
Chicago next week. The Vikings play the Cardinals, so that's gonna be an L.
Yeah, they're not going on a winning streak.
yeah,
Cardinals.
I didn't even know they were playing the Cardinals. Cardinals. I'm changing my Super Bowl pick. I'm changing my Super Bowl pick. The Cardinals and Bills.
You
Bills
think?
come out.
That NFC West battle is gonna be good. I hope they all get primetime games
Yeah.
because you got
I
Russell
feel like
Wilson in
it'll
Seattle,
be the
which
hardest
can
division to win. The NFC West will be the hardest division to win.
wing it. Matthew
Yeah.
Stafford looked just great in his first game. Well,
I think Matt Stafford has.
Eddie Jackson decided to play at the same overall as a lawnmower, so
I'm just gonna say Matt Stafford has potential to be a top 5 QB this year. Potential. I
yeah.
don't think he'll get it, but I think it's potential.
I say top 10. I don't think he'll.
Moving
He
on to
might squeeze up that 5 spot, but I don't think.
moving
I
on
don't think he'll
to
actually be top 5, but I think he has potential for it.
49ers Lions. Jared Goff threw 57 passes and almost rallied his team to catch up. It was the same score
The
as Super Bowl
Lions
52.
aren't as
49ers
bad as
win by
people say.
8.
Lions aren't as bad as people say, and 49ers are too good than people say. I think the 49ers are a little bit overrated. It's just tidbit. I think their defense isn't
They're
like
going to
the
be a battle
best
for 3
ever.
seconds.
Well, I think the reason the Lions came back is the 49ers weren't really trying, as it says Nick Bosa was ready to kick back and relax while the San Francisco 49ers coasted to it. And then the Lions started coming back a little bit. It just jumped to the top right there.
I think that's why the 49ers, I don't like them much. It's because they literally
Too
just
cocky.
relax. If you can't relax in an NFL game, anything can happen.
No,
Anything can happen in any game.
they were up 28 in the fourth, so I can
Yeah.
understand not going because some of these teams, if they get a big lead, like what was it, 41-7, if they start playing hard, they're gonna get like 60 points, and it's just gonna.
I'm not saying
And then
play
you have a
hard, at
chance. Of
least
course, the
try.
49ers' biggest rival this year is the turf, or the grass. Raheem Mostert didn't even get through week 1 without getting hurt again.
I also don't think the 49ers can contend with anybody else in the NFC West. I don't think they can contend.
I don't think so. Maybe like a win against Seattle.
Maybe, but I honestly don't see much of it happening. Just because of Mostert getting injured, their running back core will be not the best. I don't think their QBs will be great this year. I think like the most breakout star they'll have is Deebo Samuel. I think he'll be a top 10 receiver this year. Probably. I think he'll be the main target.
All right, moving on to the offensive and defensive player of the week, in my opinion. Kyler Murray on offense, Chandler Jones with 5 sacks on Tannehill on
And 2 forced
defense.
fumbles.
I told you. The Cardinals.
Yeah.
are going
Cardinals
to
are
be
crazy.
one of the best teams in the league.
And
What
the
were our
reason the
predictions?
Cardinals were
What was
able to
the
hold the
prediction?
Titans is Derrick Henry did absolutely nothing.
I think I said 13-4 for the Cardinals, or 14-3 or something like that.
I said
The
like
Car-
12-6. No, not 12
Like I
and
said,
6.
So, I
12 and
think
11-6.
5. I think I said 12-5 or 13-4, something like that.
yeah, Cardinals are going to be crazy good this year, and
I
people
feel
are
like it's going to be a
underestimating.
shootout with Rams and Cardinals. I know they said.
I
I said
just
the
think
Rams would go 10 wins, but I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I think Cardinals are just gonna
Yeah.
go actually
Cardinals.
pretty crazy this year. I think
Kyler
Cardinals just
Murray might get MVP this year. If he
he might
performs like he did right there, MVP.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the top three MVP candidates so far this year, which is like week one, but it'd be Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray at number one, then Dak Prescott, then Russell Wilson. That's like week one. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
He had Stafford in there. Stafford had a great game.
Yeah, I would have a fourth though, just because of how the other three played. Like that, not Stafford played crazy, but all the other three played crazy too.
All right, moving on. We got Seahawks Colts. A game I didn't. The only play I saw was Lockett's long
Yeah.
touchdown reception before the end of the half, and Wilson launching it. That was the only play I saw. That Wilson 18 of 23, 254 yards. 100 of those yards and 2 of those touchdowns came from Tyler Lockett. And 91 yards for Chris Carson on 16 carries. So,
I think Lockett will have a top 15 wide receiver season.
oh yeah, I think so too. Do you think Metcalf will have top 15 too?
I think we'll have top 20. I don't think we'll be top 15. I mean, it's only week one, so I don't want to like underestimate him. But like, since Metcalf is good, I'll say he is good. But I just don't think he gets enough targets. I went fantasy last year, and when you got like later into the season, you could see that he doesn't get as many targets as he used to
Yeah.
in the beginning of the year.
Alright, didn't I see Carson Wentz? I mean, probably just same old Carson Wentz ever since Super Bowl 52 when he tore that ACL and Nick Foles had to take over. And then he hurt himself the
I
next
think
year
he
and
actually had a
Foles
decent
had to take
game.
over.
I'm not sure. I think he had like a decent game. I haven't watched it.
Alright, next we have Chargers beating the Washington football team 20-16.
I think those two are the most underrated teams in the league, both of them.
Yeah.
Now that Washington defense, man, has a chance to be number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take like an unpopular pick, but like say, I think Washington's still gonna thrive without Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think Tyler Heineke will do something great this
Yeah.
year. I think it'll be something great.
Out of the
I'll-
4 playoff games that Tom Brady played against last year, Taylor Heineke gave him the
Heineke,
biggest fit. Yep.
yep.
He played against Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, which will go down to be 3 of the greatest quarterbacks in history. And Taylor Heineke gives him the biggest fit. Moving on, Panthers, Jets. Panthers, Sam Darnold, long touchdown to Robbie Anderson. Looked like a touchdown Jets, but no, it's a touchdown Panthers.
Panthers aren't moving the ball if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt this season.
Yeah, McCaffrey's gonna carry, but I
That's
think
pretty much
pretty
about it.
decent. I still the
That
Panthers. I
sums
think the
up
Panthers
their
will be pretty
offense,
decent.
and then their defense isn't. It's.
I actually think the Panthers will steal a win from the Bucks this season. I think they will.
I don't think about. I do not.
They got up 16-0. And then it was 16-14, and then they kicked the field goal 19-14.
I think it's week one. I think McCaffrey's actually getting back into it. Like he's grooving back into it. I think if McCaffrey like gets into like a full groove of consistently scoring, I think the Panthers might be putting up like 25 to 30 points a game, maybe. But that's like a maybe.
I don't know. Zach Wilson did not look good in the first half at all.
Yeah, but I also think I would honestly blame that on the rest of the Jets offense, not just him.
Yeah.
His line would not give him time. I'm pretty sure he was pressured for like most of the first half.
As Carson knows, the Jets' offensive line sucks.
Yeah.
Moving on, Texans put up 37 On the
This was the most
Jags.
surprising game for me.
Yeah,
This
I
was the
did
most
not think the
surprising game.
Texans would win.
Tyrod Taylor is
This
looking
will
decent
probably
for
be
some
the win
reason.
of the season.
Well, take a look at this. Trevor Lawrence only completed, what's 28 divided by 51?
He did have 3 touchdowns and 3 picks.
Yeah, so that's not good. That's a 0. Yeah, that can't be throwing picks to teams like the Texans because
Yeah,
that's where they beat you.
can't.
Uh, Trevor
That's
Lawrence
first
completed
regular,
55% of his passes. That's horrible.
and that's his first regular season loss of his life.
Yep, first regular season loss of his life, and it came to what's predicted to be the worst team in the NFL. So
I
I'm
still
not
think
impressed.
Texas is going to be the worst team in the
Jags
NFL. To be honest.
defense, you know that's going to be terrible. You know they went from Saxonville to Sucksonville.
Yeah.
Um, the offense.
Imagine they tank again this year because they lost the Texans week 1.
I don't think they'll tank. I think the Texans will become like you said, the Jags will be the Texans. Well, no, the Texans will be the Jags this year. Since Jags beat the Colts week 1 last year, and then just
Yep,
it
and the
was all
Jags are
downhill
the only
from
one,
there.
number one in the AFC South. Now it's the Texans.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Chiefs Browns. Patrick Mahomes has his biggest regular season comeback in the NFL. It's only like, what was it?
12
10,
points,
12
22 to
points.
10.
Yeah, 12 points.
Now,
Which is surprising
I'm a
considering
Steeler
that big
fan, but
comeback, but against them.
this is like the first time I ever say it. I'm scared of the Browns. I'm genuinely scared. I don't like the. I
I
would
think
not
the
like the
Browns will win
playoffs.
their division.
I think the Browns are going to win the division. Even though the
I
Steelers.
actually don't think they will.
And currently,
Now-
right now, the Bengals are better than the
Yeah, Bengals
Now,
are
here
Bengals
my
and Steelers number one.
My
Bengals
sleeper
are the
pick, I
best team
think.
in Ohio.
I honestly think the Bengals are going to
Record
make the playoffs
based.
this year. I think the Bengals will make the playoffs this year.
I don't know.
I don't think the Bengals will make the playoffs this year just because I think the Browns, Steelers, and Ravens are going to make it.
Yeah.
But the
I don't think
Ravens,
the Ravens will make it. I think the
feel
Ravens will
like
have a
the
disappointing
Ravens and the
season.
Steelers.
but you got to think AFC has teams. Chiefs are probably going to make it. Bills are probably
Chiefs,
going to make it.
Bills,
Dolphins, Patriots, they have a chance to sneak in there. Raiders have a
Chargers.
chance to sneak in there. Chargers have a chance to sneak in there.
Yeah.
Titans have a chance to sneak in there.
Raiders.
the
Raiders. We
Titans-
need to talk about the Raiders.
Yeah, I talked
The
about
Raiders also have a chance to sneak in there.
Titans have a chance. Titans, I think, will win the division, even though
Everybody in the AFC North has a chance, in my opinion, too.
The
I mean, everybody
AFC.
has a chance. Everybody does.
yeah, seems like it. Moving on, Dolphins, Patriots. The two Bama quarterbacks battle it out in Foxborough. Tua Tagovailoa comes out on top by 1. Mac Jones was 29 of 39, 281 yards, 1 touchdown. Damian Harris, 23 carries, 100 yards. Devontae Parker, 4 receptions for 81 yards. Didn't really see much from this game.
It was it's normal Dolphins Patriots game. Most of them are that entertaining, except like the ones that are just crazily in the stuff.
I know Xavier Howard had a big pickoff from Mac Jones. I think to seal the game. So
Honestly, I don't like Tua much. I don't really like him much. He's just I don't think his QB range is set for the NFL. I mean, I think he's still a good QB, but I don't think he'll be the best QB in the NFL. I think they could play.
well, no, he's
They can
not
get
going
a
to be
lot
the
better.
best QB in the NFL.
I know. I'm not talking like best, like literally best in the NFL. I'm talking like say
Best
he
Alabama.
won't be as good as people said he would be.
All right,
I
who's
think at
gonna
max
finish?
he's a top 15 at max.
Who's gonna finish ahead of each other, Dolphins or Patriots?
I feel like Dolphins will finish ahead of them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they got a chance at a playoff run. So do the
I
Patriots.
don't think anybody's going to beat the Bills in that division, though. I really don't think they will.
Josh Allen
Even
played
after
like he
week
did against
1.
Pittsburgh.
That's also Pittsburgh with most of its players back from last season who got hurt. But Devin Bush, Cameron Sutton's was playing like a top 3 corner. He was playing like freaking Stephon Gilmore 4 years ago. So also you got T.J. Watt, and that defensive line's crazy. So I understand that's the Steelers defense. That is a very good defense.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Saints
This is my biggest
kill
upset of the week.
Green Bay. I'm not gonna say it's upset of the week because
Yeah.
the Saints weren't. It wasn't more
Jameis
of a
Winston
surprise to
30
me
picks.
because
2 years
look at the
ago, and now he's.
Packers. Look at the Packers. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't do anything, they suck. Aaron
I think
Rodgers
I
should
think
Beat
this
only
the
have.
week one
Packers.
was going to be a disaster for them. I automatically knew that just because of the off season stuff. Aaron Rodgers just doesn't look like he wants to play for him. It just doesn't look
Yeah,
like he wants to play anymore.
yeah. Jameis
I think they're
Winston
going to spin
only
off Aaron
threw for
Rodgers in the trade.
148 yards and completed 14 passes, but 5 of those 14 passes were touchdowns. So
I gotta go get my food real quick. I'll be back.
Wow.
that's pretty good for Jameis. Kamara, 20
Yeah.
carries, 83 yards. Deontay Harris, 2 receptions, 72 yards, and a touchdown. So
Maybe honestly, I mean, it's like if we kind of like, I'm not really being like serious, but you know how like the Saints won the Super Bowl when Katrina happened, stuff like that.
that was 4 years
Maybe they'll
after
win.
Katrina, though.
Or well, they won in their own stadium. I think if the Saints play like they are for the next few years, build up, and when things gets better, they'll do the same thing they did with Katrina, and they'll win the Super Bowl in a few years.
You think?
Maybe so. So Jameis Winston,
The Saints are going to move back to the Superdome when they play the Falcons. They're going to block a punt, return it for a touchdown.
exactly what's gonna happen. Except with, honestly, I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year just because I don't think Winston's just really. I think he's still going to be like, I mean, 5 touchdowns is crazy,
Yeah,
but I think the Packers were just in shambles already.
yeah.
Did the offseason stuff. Yeah.
Packers' worst enemy is themselves and Brian Gutekunst, their GM, which is probably the worst GM in NFL history.
I know there's
The way
talking
he
about GMs.
drafted Jordan Love and the way he's just letting this team, he is setting up for the Packers to suck. Drafting Jordan Love, which
when they needed a receiver, when they had Aaron Rodgers, like
so
had
that
at least a
already made
few.
Aaron Rodgers mad. Goes out, wins MVP of the season, and then what's their coach's name? LaFleur.
Yeah.
Matt
Matt
LaFleur
LaFleur is
does
not a
not
bad
go
coach.
for it. One of the biggest
Yeah.
wuss moves ever, and look where it got him. Their defense could not hold Tampa in the NFC Championship game,
Yeah.
and Rodgers was not happy about that. And then he wants to leave, and then he plays for them reluctantly, and then they lose by 35 to Jameis Winston.
I wouldn't be like out scaring just because they lost in week 1. I think the Packers will still finish decently. I just don't think they will finish as good as they did. I think they'll maybe sneak into the playoffs, maybe even sneak a win, but I don't think they're gonna go that far.
To be honest, I don't know who's going to win the NFC North.
Yeah.
Vikings did
That's
not look
actually-
impressive. Packers, they definitely didn't look impressive. Neither did the Bears, but of course Justin Fields isn't playing.
Lions were looking
Lions,
like decent, kinda in a way. Decent
Yeah.
in a way. Just
I mean, so
and,
I think it's going to be a shootout for the North.
yeah.
Moving on,
I think-
Broncos,
Yeah.
Broncos, Giants.
That this game doesn't really even matter. I didn't watch it.
Yep,
I think
I
Judy
don't
did get hurt though. Jerry Judy did get hurt though. That might be a big thing.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon, 11 carries, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. Not really much to say about this. So we're going to
Yeah.
just move on to
Yeah.
Rams, Bears, Stafford's Rams debut, SoFi Stadium's debut. They come out slinging. Eddie Jackson
Yeah.
again, that has the talent of a lawn chair, sitting out in the middle of the field. Doesn't even touch a guy when he's down. So I think Eddie Jackson needs to be cut. He got his money and quit. And another thing that was funny I saw, Charles Leno Jr., left tackle for the Bears last year, gave up so many sacks, or so many quarterback pressures on Foles, on Trubisky. He couldn't stop anyone. He was just a speed bump. He was just there to slow them down when they got by. So, in the Washington game, he got traded to Washington. First quarter, guy blows by him right into Fitzpatrick, takes him down. Fitzpatrick gets hurt.
Wow. It sucks that Fitzpatrick got hurt. It always sucks like that. Old veteran QB that everybody loves just gets hurt. Like, there's nothing bad about Fitzpatrick. There's nothing bad about it.
And finally, game of the week. Do you guys agree? Derek Carr,
Yeah.
435 passing yards, 34 of 56.
Derek
So
Carr's sleeper
I've
QB this
never
year.
seen as
The
many
Ravens
chokes
really let
in a game.
Sid from Toy Story beat him.
Um, yeah, it was just kind of like a normal game, and then all of a sudden it got close in the end, back and forth. Tucker kicks it. Carr with no timeouts, 30 seconds, gets his kicker down to a 55-yarder, which he drills, sends him to overtime. Raiders drive downfield, passes caught at like the 10-yard line, spins around, dives for the goal line. Initially breaks the plane. Fans celebrate. Players are on the field hugging. Review comes down, stopped a half-yard short. Carr tries to sneak it in, doesn't get it. Second down, Carr does a hard count, gets his own team to jump off sides, moves back 5 yards. Incompletion on second down. Throw to the goal line on third down for the win. Willie Snead lets it go right between his hands, off a Ravens defender's helmet, popped in the air, intercepted in the end zone. Lamar Jackson takes over. Jackson, 3rd and 7, steps up in the pocket, gets hit, ball comes out, recovered by the Raiders defense. They take back over. They're going to kick the field goal to win it, and they get a delay of game, which pushes them back 5 yards on the edge of field goal range. Ravens blitz everybody. Carr rolls out and launches to a wide open. Not really sure what his name is. It was number 7. Was wide open for a touchdown, and the Raiders win it that way. So
Ravens are officially the first team in the NFL to lose twice in a single game. And
Yep.
Derek Carr's playbook was throw to Darren Waller no matter what the entire game.
Darren Waller is going to be the best tight end this year.
Hunter Renfro was really
I
good
know.
too.
He was. But Darren Waller, he's the most underrated player in the NFL, in my opinion. People sleep on him so much that they completely just don't acknowledge that he's at least a top 3 tight end. At the least.
All right, and the
If I-
person with the most rushing yards that game was Lamar Jackson, by the way.
It's Lamar. He's a running back. I'm a
Oh,
Steelers
yeah.
fan, so I can say that.
Marcus Mariota had a better performance than Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, seriously. One
One
31-yard
play.
run. Exactly.
Like, I think Rodgers will progressively maybe get a little bit better, but I don't think he'll be the greatest QB this year. I think at most his potential this year is maybe at the most a top maybe 15 QB.
All right, well,
Dude,
we've
that's
gone
him.
over the scores. We've kind of reviewed each game except the Broncos Giants because I don't think anyone sees anyone for this. Apparently, Melvin Gordon burns Giants defense for 70-yard touchdown. Quarterback of the week. I'll go
Murray.
first and pick Kyler Murray.
Murray, yeah.
He
Yeah,
just
Murray.
That's a no doubter right there.
You don't have to go into depth about that.
Yeah. I think Carr would be runner up. And
Mm,
then maybe Brady or Prescott would be next.
Yeah.
I mean, Carr threw
Yeah.
for 453 yards.
Yeah.
That's a lot, especially
Yeah.
on the Ravens defense.
I mean, that is kind of a more weaker Ravens defense, though.
Yeah, they don't have Marcus Peters, of course. So,
They still don't have Humphrey, though. So, I mean, he's still a pretty good corner.
running back of the week, I'm going to go with David Montgomery of the Bears. The reason why, of course, Melvin Gordon had 11 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown. Montgomery had 16 carries for 108 yards. But Melvin Gordon also had a 70-yard touchdown where he burned the Giants defense. So that's going to help, of course. So he only got 31 other yards.
I'm going to say
10
McCaffrey just because McCaffrey is just crazy.
I'm going
Great.
Montgomery
McCaffrey
because
is.
he ran all over the Rams defense when he got the ball. He was running and running. It was like 8, 9 yards each time. It was fun to watch.
McCaffrey single-handedly for me carried the Panthers.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to go with McCaffrey, too.
mm,
He came back from
Where's
a
McCaffrey?
torn ACL and carried his team to a win.
Yeah.
McCaffrey, 21 carries for 98 yards, though. I know he can receive, but, I mean, I just think he didn't even have a touchdown.
He still basically carried the team. That's how they got all the yards was Chris
Yeah.
McCaffrey.
Well,
And then
Sam
they just
Darnold launched that pass to Robbie Anderson. It was like what a
He
70
did,
yard
yeah. He
pass.
did have a good. He
So
did have a good pass, yeah.
that was their only touchdown right there of the game. So that's why I'm going with Montgomery. I think second for me would be Melvin Gordon, and then third
yeah.
maybe I don't know, Damian Harris had 100 yards. Chris Carson did pretty good. Elijah Mitchell of San Francisco did pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I forgot about him.
Mixon did really good. Mixon had the most rushing yards.
Yeah, I forgot about Mixon.
So, yeah, but I'm going to go with Montgomery. Wide
Mixon's the
receiver.
running up.
Wide receiver of the
Tyreek
week.
Hill. Tyreek Hill. I know I'm already putting more points, but still.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill and DeAndre Hopkins runner up.
Well, I'm going to check fantasy real quick, and I'm going to see who had
Yeah,
the most.
mine's my top three is Tyreek Hill, then Amari Cooper, then D Hop.
I think Amari
If there's
Cooper. I might be going with Amari Cooper. Cup got 23.8 points. Um, mm, I'm gonna go with Amari Cooper. 13 receptions, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm gonna say Amari Cooper, wide receiver of the week. Um, we're gonna go defender of the week.
defender,
Chandler
Chandler
Jones.
It's gotta be
Jones.
Chandler Jones. Five,
Yeah.
5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. I mean, that's without
Now,
a
if we're
doubt.
going can we go defense
We're
of the
gonna do
week?
defense of the week.
I think the Steelers defense, just because of how they shut down Josh Allen. They shut down one of the best QBs in the league,
Yeah, but
and they held
you know who shut down a
The
better
Saints.
quarterback? The
The
Saints.
Saints.
the
Saints
Saints. But
defense. Two
they,
picks on Aaron
Rodgers is
Rodgers.
benched.
When was the last time Aaron Rodgers has thrown 2 picks in a game?
I blame that mostly because of the organization. I don't think that was just because of their defense. I mean, yeah, their defense is
Devontae Adams.
But I mean, the
they put
Saints.
Jordan Love in pretty early.
Arguably the best receiver in the league.
Well, I mean, they were up 31-3. That's why they put Love in.
Yeah,
So
I would just say
look.
Steelers.
Any
I think,
other ones? Cardinals defense obviously is up there.
yeah,
I think that's it. Cardinals, Steelers. You got Rams defense, but they did not look that good at all. The Rams defense, not gonna lie. I watched that whole game. Andy Dalton threw one pass over 10 yards. So, but they were consistently getting 8, 9 yards.
Yeah.
There's a point in the third quarter when the Bears got in Rams territory every single drive of the game. So, Rams defense didn't impress me. I mean, Aaron Donald got stiff armed to the ground by Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton did get sacked by another guy, but Donald just got stiff armed to the ground. He fell backwards. That was pretty funny.
Didn't that Raiders running? Didn't Josh Jacobs stiff arm someone too on their defense?
I don't know.
yeah, but wasn't that like a big one? Maybe like he got put in the bounds mostly.
All right, and we're gonna do upset of the week. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
say
go with Saints.
Steelers over Bills.
I would say Steelers over Bills. Yeah, I don't think the Saints Packers was like a huge upset. It was an upset, but
Yeah,
I don't think it was that big of a one. Since a lot of people said that.
The only reason why I'm
heard-
going with it is because I didn't think they were like. It's just because the Saints blowed out the Packers,
Yeah, but like the
and the
thing
Packers
is,
have like a really good defense and a top 5 QB with arguably the best receiver in the league.
I think almost everybody predicted the Bills to beat the Steelers. Though I think almost literally every person like on the world.
yeah, Bills
Pick
were heavy
the Bills.
favorites. Another one we could look at for contenders of upset of the week: Bengals beating Vikings.
Yeah,
Another one we could look at: Panthers, Jets, Texans, Jaguars. You could argue Dolphins, Patriots. You could argue Broncos, Giants. You could argue Raiders, Ravens. I think that would probably be third. Second would be Saints,
yeah.
Packers. But Lamar Jackson did not do anything. He had 2 fumbles that killed him. He only got 15 fantasy points, I think. So, yep,
Good for a running back.
yeah. All right, we're gonna check out next week's games, and then that'll be the last segment. We've got Thursday night football.
And I'm
Um,
not watching that. Okay.
and
Football team's gonna
thunderstorms. Look at this, thunderstorms
football
in
team's gonna kill him.
Washington. Giants,
Football team's gonna
Washington.
get a shutout.
I'm gonna say football team. Redskins can't say that. Football team's gonna win.
I don't know. They might win. I don't think it's gonna be big. Maybe like 17-13.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
think
be
it'll be
low
like a
scoring.
small win. I think they're actually gonna shut them out.
Bears,
Yeah,
Bengals. That's gonna be an interesting one.
I think Bengals win.
I do too. Fields needs to play more. If Fields plays more, like maybe half the snaps, then Bears will have a chance. Maybe he'll take over if he's doing good. But Bears need to get someone besides Matt Nagy to coach their team
Yeah.
this year. I think Nagy is gone. Pace is gone at the end of this season. So
If the Bengals go 2-0, that could be a tough team to beat if they're on a roll.
yeah. Texans, Browns. Cleveland
I'd
gonna
say
kill them.
blowout. I'd
Rams,
say at least
Colts.
a 20-point win.
Rams are gonna kill them. Bills, Dolphins.
Colts. I'm
Bills.
just an underrated team, but
Patriots, Jets. Patriots. I'm picking 49ers,
Yeah.
Eagles. This
I'm gonna
might
go
be a
with
fun
Eagles
game.
on this one. I'm
This
gonna
might
go
be a
with
fun game.
Eagles.
Eagles too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Eagles.
I'm gonna go San Francisco.
Yeah,
Raiders,
it's the Eagles.
Steelers. That could be
That's
a
gonna
fun
be a
game.
good game. That's gonna be a good game.
I'm going to say
They have
close.
for game of the week.
Pittsburgh 5
I
and a
think-
half point favorites. I'm gonna say
I
Pittsburgh.
think I'm gonna say Pittsburgh by 3.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh, but it might be a game of the week.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
Pittsburgh was playing in Vegas, I would go Vegas because it's just something about
Yeah.
Big Ben and West Coast does not match up very well at all. Last time Steelers and Raiders played, Chris
We're gonna
Boswell
talk about that.
kicks it into the back
Their turf
of the
sucked.
lineman because he slips.
He slips as their turf is horrid.
They play in the stadium now, a new stadium, so that's not that bad anymore. Saints, Panthers, Saints, I
I'm
think.
gonna go Saints.
winning.
Panthers. That's an underrated pick, but I'm saying Panthers.
Really?
I'm doing unpopular stuff because Panthers. I don't know.
This
I
next
think the
one.
Saints.
This
I
next
think a
one-
little bit of a reaction for the Saints. I mean, I think it'll be definitely a close game. I don't think the Panthers are gonna blow them out or whatever. But I
Yeah.
think it'll be a very close game. I think Panthers come out with a W.
Broncos,
I think
Jaguars.
CM Darnold really improves.
That could be a good game. It could
I'm
be.
gonna go Broncos.
Lawrence needs to get
I'm
rid of
saying
the
Broncos,
picks.
yeah.
If Lawrence gets rid of the picks and completes more than 55% of his passes, it could be a close game. But I'm gonna go Broncos until then. Vikings, Cardinals. Cardinals. I think
Cardinals.
are gonna blow
I
them
think it's
out.
gonna be the biggest
This-
blowout of the week.
Of the week.
I wouldn't
Either
say
that-
Tampa Bay 12.5 point favorites over the Falcons. Do they cover?
No, I don't think they will.
I think they do. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
Buccaneers
I think
41-6.
41-6.
I think they're gonna kill the Falcons, and it's not gonna be close.
I'm gonna say
Twenty.
24-7. I'm gonna say like 24 not 15.
The Buccaneers
24,
are gonna
like,
go crazy on that horrible
16.
Falcons team, and Matt Ryan's not gonna be able to do anything against Bucks
You
defense.
think that's gonna be the biggest blowout of the week?
Yes. Cowboys,
Yeah.
Chargers. Good game coming up right there.
Yeah.
I think
Chargers.
both quarterbacks pass over for 300 yards, maybe over 400
I'm gonna
yards.
go with Chargers. I'm gonna go with Chargers.
Yeah,
here.
I'm gonna go with Chargers.
I'm going Cowboys. I'm just gonna go Cowboys.
Either Dak's gonna be a one-game wonder, or he's just gonna completely.
Dak's
gonna
always
play like
gonna
he did
throw
against
for a
Tom
lot
Brady every
because for some reason they forget that Ezekiel Elliott, an MVP, is on their team. He had like, I don't know, 11 carries against Tampa. I mean, they do not run the ball at all. It's like Madden. Watching Dak play is like watching Madden. And if Dak Prescott has a healthy rest of his career and he plays a while, he could have a chance to have the most passing yards in history by how much he averages a game. I mean,
He was on track for like 6,000 last year.
he didn't have a game under 450 yards last season, besides the Giants game where he got hurt. He threw for over 500 yards in both the Falcons and Seahawks game, and he threw for like 400 yards against someone else. I forget. But yeah, he could be on pace to have the most. Now it's gonna be tough to beat Brady because Brady played for 60 years. So did Breeze. But if he plays, I think within 4 years of Brady, he might beat him just because of how many points he averages a game. Titans Seahawks could be a good game.
I think
Seahawks.
I'm gonna go with Titans.
I want to go Seahawks. It's in Seattle. Seattle is always a tough place to play, especially for
Yeah, that's
East
all I
Coast
hear.
teams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seahawks here.
I'm gonna go Seattle.
Another tough game for the Chiefs coming up.
Someone they
It's
need.
gonna be as tough as the Browns, but it's still gonna be a pretty
Someone they
decent game.
I
need
think that
to step up for Seattle. We're still in Seattle. I'm still talking about Seattle. Someone they need to step up for Seattle is DK Metcalf. He had 4 catches.
Yeah.
he does.
So did Tyler Lockett. Lockett had 4 catches. But Russell Wilson's like that. He doesn't throw to one guy. You'll never really see Russell Wilson, 20 of 26, 13 receptions to DK Metcalf. He
Yeah.
throws it to everybody. If you're open, you're getting the ball.
That's why I like Russell. That's why I like Russell Wilson as a fantasy QB. Don't like Seahawks receivers as fantasy receivers though. No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lockett's a really good fantasy receiver. I should
But
pick
I
him.
like it as a because like the only catches he has are long touchdowns. And
Long
just long
touchdowns. Here's a fun fact for you. Tyler Lockett has never dropped a pass in the end zone in his career.
And he's also caught like some of the best catches in the end zone.
Yeah.
Like I've ever seen, to be honest. Like that one pass against the Cardinals last year.
Yeah, and the one
You know
against the
who else
Rams the year before.
for catching in the end zone, Eli?
Who?
Malcolm Butler.
All right, Chiefs, Ravens, Sunday night football.
It's gonna be another good game, but it's not.
I'm gonna say it. I think Chiefs Ravens is gonna be the biggest blowout. I think Chiefs are gonna blow the hell out of them.
I don't think so. I think it'll
I don't
be like
think it's gonna be. It's gonna be.
I just don't think the Ravens are gonna keep up with them. I think
they're not going to keep up with them, but it's not going to be like, oh, Chiefs are running away, 30-some to 3. The Ravens are going to score. The Ravens
I'm
are
not
going
saying
to
there's
score.
gonna be like a. I'm not gonna say it's like a 30-point blow. I'm like saying like a 20-point. I don't
I'm
think
going to
there
say
will be many blowouts this week.
34-23.
I'm gonna say like, yeah, I'm gonna say like 24 to not 24, but like 34 to 14. Like the.
But the
Rams.
Ravens can score, so
they can. I just don't think. I think Lamar will just not do great against the Chiefs. I think he just. I don't know. I just don't see many blowouts happening this week. I think I see maybe like 1 or 2, but I don't know. I just don't see blowouts. I don't like
it's
blowouts.
Gonna be the Bucks blowing out the Falcons and the Cardinals blowing out the Vikings. Those are gonna be the 2 blowout games.
I think the Cardinals Vikings game will be closer than people think. But I think the Cardinals will still like win by like maybe 10.
Lions Packers. The Packers played like they did last week. I'm gonna go with Lions.
I'm going to say Lions too. Jared Goff, he looked good.
I'm gonna say Packers. I can't go against the Packers right now just because it's the Lions and the rest with the Lions.
Green Bay's 10.5-point favorites. So
yeah, that they won't cover that. I don't think they'll cover that. They won't cover that.
What is that? 10.5-point favorites?
And they lost by 35 to the Saints.
They lost by 35 to Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
They
won't threw for 140 yards. They lost by 35 to someone who threw for 140 yards.
Yeah.
Jared Goff more than doubled that.
Yeah. And almost brought him back to a win in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'm going to say Lions. All right. That's the end of this episode. We hope to get Nick and Jack back on it next week. Jack said he is going to do it next Tuesday. We might do a live reaction to this game for some of it. Maybe Titans, Seahawks, if we get it. We'd probably get Cowboys, Chargers. I don't know which one we'll get. We'll definitely get Falcons. Well, I don't know which ones we'll get here. Steelers game. We're probably not gonna do any 1 o'clock games because I'll be watching the Bears. You'll be watching the Steelers, Andrew, you and Nick. So maybe we could do like a 4:25 game. We'll see.
Oh, Chiefs Ravens at 8:20.
That'll be an option.
Could be,
Alright.
but we have school on Monday. We have school next Monday though.
Yeah.
We always have school on Monday unless it's like Labor Day. Next Monday we don't have school. It's October 11th. That's Columbus Day.
So maybe we could do a live reaction to that 8:20 game.
Yeah.
Whenever.
We'll see.
What is it?
What
When
game?
is it? October?
What game is that? October
I
11th.
don't.
So probably week 5.
At least 3 weeks. At least 3 weeks. Like week 5, week 6.
Week 5. October 10th. Yep. So it'd be Bills Chiefs. Let's go.
Oh, that's-
Okay, that is a good one. What do you
That's gonna be a
know?
good one.
Those
When
Chiefs,
is
huh?
it? October what? We don't have it.
11.
October 11th.
11th. Okay.
And that's the night of the 10th. Alright, well, we'll catch you on the next one. This will probably be on YouTube by 8, I'd say. So, alright, that's the end of the show for today.